Would she agree that the amount of people coming into Canada must be immediately and massively reduced? Massively reduced.
It seems, listening to the discussion tonight, that the minister is acknowledging that the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration. Is that correct?
The Honourable Minister.
COVID caused the strain on our system. We had more people coming in through all of Canada. There was a lot of...
Mr. Chair, I wonder if the minister could just give a clear answer.
Oh, yeah. Hey gang, what's up? Aaron right here, Canadian Looney. It was a train wreck in the House of Commons, guys. Leena Diab, the Minister of Immigration, is taking on the Shadow Minister of Immigration, Michelle Rempel-Garner, the Shadow Labour Minister, Garnet Ginu, a few other amazing Conservative MPs, trying to get answers. It's like squeezing water from a rock. It's tough. Let's take a look. It's crazy, guys. Like, Leena Diab, let's go. Oh, yeah.
Debate. The Honourable Member for Calgary Nose Hill.
Thank you, Chair. I'll be splitting my time three ways. Chair, I have an article here from CBC wherein the Minister of Immigration asked the federal government to fully eliminate the cap on new immigrants, no limit. Does she still believe that there should be no limits on how many people enter Canada?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you for taking my first question today and estimates from that member. So I've been the minister for a total of about 3 weeks already, and I don't recall saying statements like that. Thank you.
Well, again, I have the CBC article right here. She asked for a full removal of caps on immigrants. Would she agree that the amount of people coming into Canada must be immediately and massively reduced? Massively reduced.
The Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, again, we are managing our targets. We have committed to reduce both our permanent residents and our temporary allocations. We have at 2025, 27 levels.
Well, member.
But she hasn't. The government is letting in hundreds of thousands of foreign students, temporary foreign workers. Why is she persisting in letting in hundreds of thousands of people when Canada is in the middle of a healthcare crisis?
Minister.
Speaker, we are working towards sustainable immigration by reducing our temporary resident numbers as well as our permanent residents. We have tabled the 2-year levels plan, and it is there for the
member.
But that's baloney. All the statistics show that they've actually increased those numbers. And meanwhile, Canadians can't get into an emergency room. Why are they persisting in bringing in hundreds of thousands of students and temporary foreign workers on temporary visas when people can't find jobs?
Minister.
Be completely, let's use the facts here. Her numbers are totally inaccurate. There's been 290,000 net new arrivals into Canada through the International Student Program. I don't know where she comes up with numbers. I would contextualize the numbers that she seems to read.
Is it for you, Mr. Chair? The reality is that there were way less than 290,000 housing starts last year, and there's a lot more than 290,000 people waiting for family doctors right now. Why is she persisting in raising immigration levels when people can't find a doctor or a job?
Yeah, Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, again, I would say we are working on sustainable immigration. We have committed to reduce the temporary numbers as well as our permanent residency numbers. Canada.
The Honourable Member.
What's not sustainable is that there's 500,000 people, roughly 500,000 people, as of December, who need to be removed from the country. How many have been removed?
The Honourable Minister.
Again, Mr. Chair, I say to you, those numbers are taken way out of context.
The Honourable Member.
I would ask her to say that to somebody who can't find housing in Toronto right now. There are 500,000 people, at least, in Canada who have no legal reason to be here. How many have been removed since this report came out in December?
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we recognize there are challenges in our housing and infrastructure. That is why we have tabled the levels plan that works on sustainable immigration. We are reducing our permanent residency number.
Let's talk about challenges. Our ERs are overflowing. People can't find homes or jobs. And the Levels report has immigration going up. How many people have been removed of the 500,000 that are on deportation orders that were announced in December?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, to be clear, when people's visa expire, they are expected to leave the country. That is a question for CBSA and the Minister of Public.
Honourable Member.
Not leaving the country. That's the problem. They're not leaving. And she won't tell us how many have been removed. What's the plan to get them to leave?
The Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, again, to you, through you to the member, we have rules in this country and we expect people to follow those rules.
Member.
Being followed. Does she not understand that if we do not remove people who do not have a legal right to be here, that the system is meaningless? Will she admit that the system, they broke it and it's out of control?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, CBSA is in charge of removals. I would suggest that she should be asking the Public Safety Minister the questions on that. Again, I say to you, we have rules.
The Honourable Member for Saskatoon West.
The government's entire immigration plan is based on temporary residents leaving Canada voluntarily. How many non-permanent residents does the government expect to leave Canada in the next 3 years?
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, people coming to Canada temporarily to work, to study.
What is the number that are supposed to leave in your plan in the next 3 years?
The Chair, the Honourable Minister.
Those people whose visas have expired are expected to be leaving.
The Member.
Have voluntarily left.
Again, those numbers would be for public safety. People whose visas are expired, if they have not renewed, and there are many people that renewed their...
The Honourable Member.
How can you set immigration targets, Minister, if you don't know how many people have left the country?
The Chair, the Honourable Minister.
So, Chair, CBSA and Public Safety are in charge of those exit numbers.
Member.
Last year's annual immigration plan forecast nearly 1.3 million non-permanent residents would leave Canada. How many have left so far this year?
Honourable Minister.
Chair, I say to you again, people leaving the country, the exits are managed by CBS.
Member.
Okay, let's go a different way. The same report predicted a net decrease of non-permanent residents of about 450,000 people. Are you on track to achieve this number for 2024?
The Honourable Minister.
We know for the first quarter, we have reduced our numbers at well below the targeted rate.
That's right.
The Honourable Member.
In fact, Stats Canada currently shows just over 3 million non-permanent residents in Canada as of March 31st. That's a 10% increase over 2024. What is the government's target for 2025?
The Honourable Minister.
All the numbers have been tabled in terms of our targets. We are exceeding those targets for the first quarter of 2025.
Honourable Member.
I beg to differ with the Minister. I don't think she understands the question. There are 3 million people, non-permanent residents in Canada right now. What was the target for 2025?
The Honourable Minister.
Chair, we have begun the decline for the first quarter of 2025 to 7.2%.
The Honourable Member.
So the number is 7.2%, thank you. And what was the target percentage for this year, Minister?
The Honourable Minister.
Again, Chair, we have met and exceeded the target for the first quarter of 2025.
Honourable Member.
Well, you have exceeded the number because according to Stats Can, we have over 3 million people. Your target was 2.5 million people. How are you going to achieve a 500,000 reduction in the balance of this year?
Questions to the Chair, the Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our 2027 target is 5% of Canada's population. We are working.
The Honourable Member.
So the October annual report estimated the total Canadian population for 2025. Can the Minister tell me if that number was higher or lower than 2024?
The Honourable Minister.
Is the member asking me what Canada's population number is of people that live in Canada?
Honourable Member. The Honourable Minister.
Well, I mean, it's we know what it's in 40-some million people. I don't have the exact.
The Honourable Member.
Yes, I'll help the minister. It was published in your report last fall, and it got a lot of coverage because it implied that the population of Canada was going to decrease. So the question is, are we on track to achieve that reduction in population?
Minister.
So we are on track to meet the target that we have set for our immigration number, and that is to reduce the overall number of permanent and temporary residents into this country.
The honourable member.
Just to help the minister, according to the Stats Canada, we're at 41.7 million right now. That's 200,000 more than the end of last year and 500,000 more than your plan. What are you doing to make sure that you achieve your plan for this year?
Honourable Minister.
Listen, it's a known fact that if we don't have immigration to this country, we cannot fill our labor gaps.
That's right.
Immigration is what drives this economy. It's the people that are coming.
The honourable member.
So you're actually increasing the population, is that what you're saying?
The honourable Minister.
Chair, what I have said is 2025, 27 targets have been set, have been labeled.
The honourable member.
Minister, would you ever alter reports to remove data?
Minister.
Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear you.
The
Would you ever
member.
alter reports to remove data?
Well, Minister, I am the minister, so I don't believe I alter reports or do. That is not my job.
Order. The time has expired for that section.
Oh, yeah.
Resuming debate, the honourable member for Oxford.
Mr. Chair, I'll be splitting my time 3 ways. Canada's population keeps increasing at record amounts, and the Canadian Medical Association is quoted saying, our healthcare system is on its knees. We're not meeting the needs of our population. Does the minister think it's responsible to maintain the current immigration levels during this healthcare crisis?
Well, Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Again, I've spoken about the pride that I have in the fact that we have tabled the 2-year levels plan, and which targets decreasing the student, temporary student population, as well as the temporary.
The honourable member.
Does the minister agree with experts that a massive spike in immigration to Canada is putting a pressure on healthcare in our country? Yes.
Honourable Minister.
Very much, Mr. Chair. Again, we are working to stabilize the immigration numbers, but also we want to bring the talent.
The honourable member.
Is it causing pressure on our system, yes or no?
The honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, the reason why we're here today is because we recognize there was strain caused on our system because of the numbers of immigration that is growing.
The honourable member.
If that is the case, how come the numbers keep going up in hundreds of thousands coming to our country?
The honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, the targeted number that we have set, we've already exceeded that. Sorry, we've exceeded the expectation that we're reducing it. So
The honourable member.
Mr. Chair, what's the point of setting targets if you're not going to meet them? Why aren't...
The honourable Minister, through the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To you, to the honourable member, we are meeting those targets, and in fact, we have met the expectation more than what the targets are. However you say that in English.
1 in 5 Canadians and 1 in 2 newcomers cannot find access to a family doctor right now. Why is the minister bringing hundreds of thousands of foreign students and low-skilled labor to Canada in the middle of a healthcare crisis?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We are targeting the talent that we need, including physicians, including people that work in the construction. There are specific programs that were designed to target to bring those individuals to our communities.
Chair, their words are not matching their actions. We have Canadians that are dying in ER rooms and the wait times keep going up. Newcomers and Canadians can't find doctors. We have massive shortages of support in the healthcare system. Doesn't the minister think it's irresponsible when they're piling in hundreds of thousands of more immigrants to our country when we're facing this crisis in our country?
Minister.
Again, Mr. Chair, through you to the honourable member, we have brought in physicians, nurses, healthcare workers, people to actually care for the Canadians through those programs, and that is something that we will target and keep bringing.
Member.
Canada is already short 23,000 doctors right now. How many doctors will we be bringing into this country?
Minister.
So thank you, Mr. Chair, for that question. We have a dedicated stream that will work with the provinces and the communities to bring in. In fact, I can speak in my own province of no.
How many, Minister? How many? A number.
Minister.
Again, a lot. The provinces and the communities themselves are also working on these pathways. I know, as a former minister.
Member.
Mr. Chair, clearly the minister has no idea of who she's bringing into this country. We have seen a STEM program that is bringing in insurance brokers and agents. They have lost control of the system, total collapse of the system. Can she tell us today how many highly skilled immigrants is she bringing in to this country?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, I don't think the member is really hasn't been here, throughout the whole proceedings. Estimates were tabled. We have our levels plan. We have the numbers of the different categories that are being brought in. We have met those.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, hospitals are bursting from the streams. Frontline staff are exhausted. Doctors are overworked. Why is the minister admitting more immigrants without even removing those who have overstayed their visas?
Minister.
Mr. Chair, let me be clear. The number of expiring documents are not the number of people. Anybody whose visa expired is expected to leave. And when they do not...
Very brief final question.
How many of those have left Canada that have been ordered to leave so far?
The Honourable Minister, brief response.
Certainly, when immigration documents expire, individuals are expected to leave the country, and those who do not comply, public safety. Thank you very much.
Resuming debate, the Honourable Member for Sherwood Park, Port Saskatchewan.
Chair, it seems listening to the discussion tonight that the minister is acknowledging that the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration. Is that correct?
The Honourable Minister.
COVID caused a strain on our system. We had more people coming in through all of Canada. There was a lot of...
Mr. Chair, I wonder if the minister could just give a clear answer. Does she think the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration?
Yes, the Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, it's not appropriate for the member just to stand up and then assume that he's being recognized and then question the minister.
That's right.
He should be waiting until he gets recognized by you,
Wait
Mr.
for your
Chair.
turn.
I'm keeping track of time, and I am recognizing members as they go at the appropriate time. And I did see the member rise and then acknowledged him. Maybe my mic wasn't on, but we have been going back and forth. So I will resume. Does the member wish to carry on with the question?
Very simple question for the minister. Does she acknowledge, now that she's had extra time to think about it, that the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration?
Minister.
Mr. Chair, to you, to the member opposite, I was a Minister of Immigration provincially for 8 years. I have seen what this country has gone.
Member.
Chair, the minister doesn't appear to want to answer that question either way. But Friday's job numbers paint a really dire picture for Canadians. 7% unemployment. Unemployment particularly growing in large urban centres. It's the highest it's been in Toronto in well over a decade. Does the immigration minister think high immigration numbers have contributed to high and rising unemployment?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I would also point, I believe economists and people, in relation to the article he's quoting, it's the United States tariffs that are driving these numbers.
Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, we haven't gotten any answers from the minister so far. I asked if she recognizes the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration. She didn't answer that. I asked if she recognizes that high immigration numbers have contributed to rising unemployment that has been rising steadily for the last 3 years. I'll try again. Simple question for the minister. Does she think that very high levels of immigration, especially unskilled immigration, have contributed to high and rising unemployment in this country?
Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. We have a levels plan that has been tabled in this House. We have targeted numbers. Those numbers are very much in the public eye. Everybody can look at them. We are meeting those numbers.
Member.
Mr. Chair, we're zero answers so far in my round. Ilana Doherty, co-creator of the Youth Innovation Project at the University of Waterloo, told CBC recently that evidence shows that a large influx of foreign workers depresses wages for young Canadians. Does the minister agree with these findings, that a large influx of foreign workers depresses wages for young Canadians?
Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. We are concentrating on bringing the talent that Canada needs, and that includes people in the medical world, in the construction world. Those are the targets that we are concentrating on. Thank you.
Member.
Mr. Chair, that is not an answer. These are important questions, and the Minister of Immigration has an obligation to answer them. Does she agree with experts that the large influx of foreign workers has depressed wages for young Canadians? Yes or no?
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, I've done my best to answer the questions. There are times when the amount of time is limited. Members asking very important questions, questions that Canadians rightfully have asked when we went to the doors in the last campaign, which was...
The honourable member.
Chair, it's a yes or no. Does the minister believe that the large influx of foreign workers is depressing wages for young Canadians? It doesn't take time. Just yes or no.
No, Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we'll try this again. Immigration is our strength. The increased immigration number has, because of COVID, because of the lack...
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
The honourable minister.
Mr. Chair, managed migration growth is what this country needs at the present time, and this is the government that...
The honourable member.
Chair, did the government consider the impact on employment before setting their immigration numbers?
Honourable minister.
So, Chair, just a quick class. I don't know how much time I have. Perhaps you would allow me. But when numbers are set in those targets, I know, as a previous provincial minister...
The honourable member.
Every single one of my questions could have been answered with a yes or no. None of them have been. Did the government consider the impact on employment before setting the current immigration numbers?
It's a joke.
7 seconds. The honourable minister.
So, Mr. Chair, when those targets are set, IRCC has to consult all provinces, territories, all stakeholders, communities. That's how... Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to take the chance to invite everybody to subscribe, get notified, come and join us for one of the live shows. We cover Canadian politics right here. We mostly just show clips, not telling you what to think, just showing you what happens. Yeah, hit the like, subscribe, come and join us for one of the live shows. Sorry for interrupting the video. Back to it.
The honourable member for Aurora, Oak Ridges, Richmond Hill.
Here. Mr. Chair, less than 230,000 housing starts occurred in 2024, but the government allowed in over 1 million people in the middle of a housing crisis. Why did they do this?
Mr. Chair, immigration is Canada's greatest strength, I say to you, and it is important not to blame newcomers to Canada for the housing crisis.
The honourable member.
Mr. Chair, with vacancy rates below 2% in many parts of the country, how can the minister justify bringing in hundreds of thousands more people to Canada this year?
Minister.
Very much, Mr. Chair. What I will say is, post-pandemic, had we not increased our immigration levels, our economy would have absolutely shrunk.
Chair, it was the minister's government. It was the Liberal government that created all this crisis. They created the housing crisis. They created the healthcare crisis. They created the infrastructure crisis. Does the minister acknowledge that the out-of-control immigration levels helped to double the cost of rent in Canada?
Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. We recognize that we need to balance our immigration levels with the pressures on housing, and that is exactly what we are doing.
Minister, member.
Mr. Chair, the 2025 Global Cities Index from Oxford Economics found that people in Toronto spend more of their income on housing than residents of nearly every other city in the world. Why is this minister and this government bringing in hundreds of thousands more people to Canada this year?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Figures that I've been presented with have told me, because of the work that we have been doing in cities like Toronto, there is now a decline of 8.1% in rent.
The honourable member.
Mr. Chair, Toronto has the highest housing cost in the world. The CMHC says we need 3.5 million more homes by 2030 to provide shelter for people who are already here. Why is this government bringing in hundreds of thousands more foreign students and low-skilled labor in the middle of a housing crisis?
The Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, he mentioned foreign students, meaning international students. We have brought in 290,000 net new arrivals in Canada through the International Student Program. A lot of these students are here.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, the Minister knows there's less housing starts than that. Rents have more than doubled across the country. Canadians can't afford their mortgage and their rent. And international students are sleeping under bridges or in tents due to the housing shortages. Why is the Minister issuing hundreds of thousands more foreign student visas this year?
The Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we have introduced student caps. We have also worked with the institutions. The provinces are very well aware, and they're working with their universities and colleges through the designated learning institutions. We have put all kinds of limitations and expectations on the universities.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, asylum seekers have overwhelmed Toronto's homeless shelters. How much did taxpayers spend in 2024 for hotels for refugees? Can the Minister give us a number?
The Honourable Minister.
How much has the federal government spelled? I did have that in my estimate, actually, on the, and I will get it for you, yes.
The Honourable Minister, or Member.
Mr. Chair, why is the government spending billions of dollars to house asylum seekers in hotels in Toronto when many Torontonians can't afford rent?
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, the housing temporary relief that we have is a long-term. We provided money to provinces in order to build infrastructure that is permanent. The number...
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, experts have been warning for years that the Liberals' radical levels of immigration have been jacking up housing prices. Does the Minister at least acknowledge that the Liberals' out-of-control immigration levels have made Canadians pay way more for housing?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I believe I've already responded to that question when we talk about international students and housing. The facts show that the rents have already started to come down in major cities. And yes, they have, and we have...
Member, last question, briefly.
Mr. Chair, clearly that's not a true statement. The Minister has said that immigration must be sustainable. Are the tent cities overflowing shelters and sky-high rents across Canada what your government...
The Honourable Minister, brief response.
We believe in a well-managed, sustainable immigration system. Thank you.
Resuming debate, the Honourable...
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody, what do you think? Lena Diab, Minister of Immigration, or Shadow Minister of Immigration, Michelle Rempel-Garner? Garner Gino is also fun to watch. Boy, this chaos in the House of Commons, man. Like, share, subscribe, get notified, come and join us for one of our live shows. It's a blast. Man, Canadian federal politics. A lot going on here. Thank you for watching this video. We'll catch you in the next one. Later, gang.